Random disclaimer.
Hello, my fellas. This was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I said how the Bratz movie, completely reshaped how I saw, being a teenager and, high school and stuff like that. This movie changed my life. I love this movie so much. This movie and Minor Details, I feel like, completely changed my brain chemistry as a wee little child. So the first character we meet in this movie is Massey Block, and she's the antagonist of pretty much the entire film. So basically, Massey's father, his best friend from business school, Jay Lyons, is moving from Florida to upstate New York, and his family is staying in their guest house until they find a place of their own, and Jay has a kid named Claire who is Massey's age. But we already see a problem starting to arise.
You always said I should honor my commitments, right? Well, I made a verbal commitment to Shelby Rexler that I would be at her party tonight.
I'm not discussing this anymore.
Some resentment for the Lyons has already started. Her not being able to go to this party is Massey's worst nightmare. It's worse than the one where she lost her Prada bag. It's worse than the one where her Amex got declined. She's 12 years old, by the way. So Massey has the "if I can't have you, no one can" mindset. So she gets on the phone on a four-way call. She gets on a four-way call with two Good Luck Charlie stars and Dylan. She makes some shit up as to why they should all just ditch the party.
Shelby Rexler did not chop her hair off to look more like Keira Knightley. She has head lice. Ew! I'm not gonna be caught dead at a party thrown by anyone under the age of 15. It's worse than wearing Crocs.
Shortly after the call, Massey's mom tells her that if she's nice to Claire and the Lyons, then she'll let her go to the party. Now the Lyons arrive, and we meet them, and we meet Dylan Minette. Turns out he's Claire's little brother. What just happened? So Massey's already not getting along with the Lyons, and we see the inspiration for Especially You happen in real time.
You complete me. Ew.
So Massey and her mom have clearly never washed a dish in their life because they're putting I'm gonna throw up. They're putting full plates of food in, oh my god, dude. I'm like, oh my god. They're putting full plates of food in the sink, and I'm not gonna describe what just happened in my... I might put it up on the screen. But anyway, apart from this abomination, Claire walks in and hears Massey and her mom talking about the party, and when it's brought up that Claire might want to go to the party with Massey, Massey goes to her room. Well, she starts pretending to feel sick, and then she goes to her room. Massey is doing the most cliche rich girl activity, riding a horse. And while she's riding on a trail, she meets Chris Abley.
I'm Chris Abley.
Who is a freshman in high school. Mind you, she's 12 years old. 7th grader and freshman in high school is crazy. Anyway, he essentially asks her out on a date. Well, not even essentially, because he says the word date. He asks her out on a date.
It's a date.
And Massey loses her little... I'm not saying marbles. She loses her marbles. Now, we see Claire and her mom shopping for school clothes. Claire doesn't like any of the options that her mom's picking out, but she spots a white pair of pants, and she wants that white pair of pants, so she brings it to her mom, but they're too expensive.
I think this is just too expensive.
Claire's disappointed, and she herself walks into the store next door, and she eventually meets, but for right now, she sees Dylan, not Minette, and her mom arguing about pant sizes because
I'm a size 6.
Well, when you're a size 4 again, I'll get you the pants in every color.
Claire gives Dylan, not Minette, honestly, some pretty good advice.
Why don't you switch the tags?
And they meet, they shake hands, and then what's her face? The other two friends, the Good Luck Charlie stars, they come out from the dressing room, and then Dylan, not Manette, like goes with them or whatever, and then Claire leaves.
We just walked in on some dude trying on really close.
I'm gonna give you a few bullet points because these are important details in the story. I'm trying to be quick, alright? Bear with me. Claire's mom surprises her with the white pants. It's Claire's first day of school. Claire wears the white pants. Massey's driver is taking Claire to school. The driver picks up the driver picks up the three girls that we just saw. Dylan, not Manette, and Claire see each other again, but Massey quickly shuts down any blossoming friendship. While Claire is walking into school, Chris Abley's on a skateboard because that's the only thing that high school kids know how to do in movies, is skateboard. I'm not even really sure what happens. Anyway, Massey walks out and sees this happening, and she's done.
Did I invite you to my BBQ? No. Then why are you all up in my grill?
But Claire is gaining the slightest backbone.
What am I being like? Like, I don't know, a bitch?
More resentment. So Claire gets to her first class, and it's an art class. She has it with two of Massey's minions, the Good Luck Charlie stars, Kristen and Alicia. If I didn't already say that, I don't think I did. Like I said before, this is an art class. The teacher wants them to paint tomatoes. Red paint. White pants. Are we putting the pieces together?
Miss Lyons, here's a pass to the nurse.
Claire's art teacher gives her a pass to the nurse's office and doesn't tell her why she's getting sent to the nurse's office. So she's clueless. While she's walking to the nurse's office, she sees Dylan, not Manette, in the hall, and this is Claire's first day at the school, alright. She doesn't know where anything is. She asks Dylan, not Manette, for directions to the nurse's office. And what do we think Dylan, not Manette, is gonna do? She doesn't give her directions to the nurse's office. Instead, she gives her directions to Massey's yoga class. I am not one to victim blame. However, Claire's not using her brain. Glass windows. It's clearly not a nurse's office. Dude, use your brain. The teacher from Massey's class tells her where the nurse's office is, and she eventually goes in there and she finds out what happened, and she needs new clothes, obviously. So she raids the lost and found.
Go through and pick out something you like.
Really?
Alright, so lunch arrives, and Massey tells the girls about Chris Abley, and she tells them they have to do
Major recon after school today.
Oh, no, I don't know. I have a ton of homework. Well, I already have to come up with a women in the workforce project.
This is important. Remember this. It's the end of school, and the girls leave without Claire. One, why didn't, or I guess it's not, well, no, because if you're the adult in this situation, the driver should have said something. The driver fully saw Claire walking on the side of the road. Why not stop for her? Claire walks home. Clearly, she's not wearing the same clothes anymore, and her mom asks about that, and Claire lies.
Whose clothes are those?
Oh, Massey's.
The next day in the car, Kristen is talking about her women in the workforce project, and they land on what she's gonna do for it.
That's it, Massey. That's what I can do for my project. A makeup company. And you guys could help me.
But they don't have a name for it. But Claire's using her little brain.
What about Glambition? To Glambition.
And when you get bored of the color, you can eat it.
When you get bored of a certain color, you can eat it.
I have more bullet points for you so we can get to the good shit. Claire makes a friend at lunch. Her name is Lane. Lane offers her oatmeal. Oatmeal and Lane. Keep those two things in your brain. Claire offers to hang out with Lane on Friday night. You're caught up. But
Claire, you're coming to the sleepover Friday night, right?
Wow, I'd love to come.
so Claire cancels on Lane.
My parents have to go out Friday night, so I have to babysit my little brother.
I am fully victim blaming. I'm not a victim blamer, but I'm victim blaming. These girls don't like you. And you keep putting yourself in the position to get taunted by these girls. Why? Claire.
Ever play Truth or Dare?
Massey asks Claire who she likes. Claire hasn't met any men. The only person that she's met is Christopher Abley. So that's who she says.
There was this skateboard guy, Chris, and he's got this shaggy blonde hair. Is he your boyfriend?
Wow, Claire. Are you in accelerated math? Because you're really good at putting two and two together.
And then they all decide to go to bed, but before taunting Claire some more.
Oh my god, Claire, was that you? How embarrassing.
But once again, Claire develops the slightest backbone.
Funny, Leash. I thought it was the sound of your boobs rubbing together.
Now the next morning, we learn something absolutely huge.
Oh, Claire, meet my brother.
Chris, if you're looking for your girlfriend, she's up there.
My girlfriend lives across town.
Lane is Chris Abley's sister. And Chris Abley has a girlfriend.
How could you have not told me that Lane's your sister? I love Lane.
She obviously wants to get more info out of her or whatever.
Lane, you're just the person I wanted to see.
Something that I've wondered is, like, I guess Massey knew that Claire and Lane had plans on that Friday, so Lane finds out Claire essentially ditched her.
Everyone wants to be friends with Massey. Isn't that why you lied to me and ditched me for her sleepover?
Now Claire has absolutely no friends, and it is absolutely her fault. I feel bad victim blaming, but we gotta be real here. It's her fault. So now, Kristen is Kristen is freaking, I can't do Kristen's freaking out about her women in the workplace project because the girls haven't started working on it and she wants to hand it out in 6 days on a field trip. She calls an emergency glambition meeting. But before Massey can go to the meeting, she has a little something she has to do.
So, has he mentioned me? No.
Back at Massey's house.
We're having a private meeting.
Would that be considered a pool house? Or is that like just the area where the pool is? Because they're at the table beside the pool and they're talking about glambition stuff. Claire walks in because she's going to get in the pool and she actually ends up convincing all the girls to join her in the pool.
Not like we're doing anything.
Massey walks in after her little thing with Lane and she's not pleased.
Unless Astrid means bargain basement, chain store, low rent knockoff, I don't think so.
Claire goes back to the guest house, clearly not doing great. So Claire's mom tells her that if
My name is Dan.
Claire doesn't talk to her, or talk to Massey, that Claire's mom, is going to talk to Massey's mom. I need to explain it like that because I get really confused when people just say... So Claire goes to talk to Massey. Massey isn't there. She's walking her dog. But Massey's mom invites Claire inside to wait for Massey. Now, do we want another quiz? Can we think of what Claire's gonna do now? It's actually none of the above. Claire logs into Massey's AOL. And she talks herself up to Alicia. And that's it for now. The next day, Claire waits until Massey goes to walk her dog again, and then... My battery's running low. Hold on. Can't have shit in Georgia. Anyway, she body shames her as Massey. Also, Dylan Yesmanet is in there for some reason. Has it been crooked the whole time? I swear to God, I'm not re-recording this again. The next day, Claire kidnaps Massey's dog. Giggle! Claire kidnaps Massey's dog, and then what does she do? Gets on AOL and talks to Kristen, and Kristen tells who she thinks is Massey that she is on a scholarship at the private school and that she's actually poor. So the next day, Claire's plan is like fully unfolding.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Well, what's going on is a spot in our foursome just opened up.
So since Massey's no longer in their clique, if you will, is it clicking? I'm proud of myself for that one. The girls go shopping with Claire. So Massey texts Dylan, not Manette, and Alicia, and they don't respond to her. But we know that Kristen is very passionate about the Glambition and tells her that their lip gloss tubes were sent to her house. So Kristen goes to pick them up. And then everything unfolds.
We were IMing before that.
No, I wasn't! But maybe someone else was.
And just like Mean Girls, Claire is the victim of her first four-way call.
Wow, I've never been on a four-way before. Fun!
Actually, it's a five-way.
Fun's over. We know what you did, Claire. Hijacking my IM, so not cool.
Claire's come full circle. Massey. Oh, I didn't mention this before. My bad. So, anyway, there's an auction that they do every year, and Massey's parents host it. They do it. Like, they do the whole thing. The day of the auction is also Chris Abley's birthday. So, Massey's like, girls, what should I do for the auction? Kristen and Alicia tell Massey that she should get inside of a big synthetic cake and then pop out of it wearing a cute outfit. Now, we are at the day of the field trip. And if you remember, this is the day that Glambition is to be passed out. Claire sits down next to Lane and apologizes to her, and everything's good. She forgives her.
Listen, Lane, I'm sorry.
What we've all been waiting for.
Now, who's ready for a revolutionary line of cosmetics?
Everyone's loving the lip gloss, but Vine Boom. They want their money back. But someone texts Claire and says that oatmeal will help with the swelling. And who has oatmeal? Who did I tell you to remember to associate oatmeal with? I told you Lane. Lane has oatmeal.
Lane, your oatmeal. I need it.
Okay.
Take it.
Now is the day of the auction. And let me remind you, there's supposed to be 12. There's supposed to be 12. No. Anyway, but Claire kind of fixes her relationship with the rest of the girls. Like, they're not, like, mean to her at all. While she's talking to, I think it's Dylan, not Manette, she asks where Massey is. And she learns that Massey is in a big cake that's about to be rolled on stage.
Where's Massey?
We have a very special birthday presentation.
I think it'd be nice if someone came up and said a few words about Chris. Fawn, Chris's girlfriend. Please come up.
She saves her because Chris Abley's girlfriend is at the auction.
After all this, they kind of reconcile, and Massey tells Claire that Claire, is kind of a threat to her, Massey. Again, like I was saying before, like when people just say she and her, like it genuinely...
Thanks, for helping me back there. I mean, come on, you're like a major threat.
And now we get to the second to last scene, and honestly, it's kind of sweet. Hear me out. I feel like in every PG movie, we never directly see the protagonist be in the wrong. It's always like a miscommunication. In this movie, we directly see like Claire become the villain a little bit. I did thoroughly enjoy the rewatch of this movie. I still like this movie. Maybe I'll watch it again. That's all I really have to say. I'm done talking. Stop looking at me.